Welcome to a devotional series by Catherine Walden, and that's me. And we're going to be using this book called Seasons, Thriving Through the Seasons of Life. So let's begin. I want to give an introduction, and first of all, I want to dedicate this series to all those who wonder if their winter will ever end. May this book bring you hope. Spring is on the horizon. Once we get past this introduction, you can start and begin whenever you want to. Nothing is in order in the devotional. They don't feed one after the other. Therefore, you can pick and choose a topic or whatever you'd like to listen to. And the second thing is, for discussing this group, there's a couple ways that you can do this. Number one, comment in the YouTube comments. But if you'd like a more private place to chat with other people who are going through this book along with me, join me on Patreon, and I'll put the link right here. Patreon is pretty much a troll-free place because trolls don't want to spend money to troll other people. And you can join the Patreon community for $1 US or above. They do charge a small amount. Any money I make from this series is going to go straight back into the series because I'm going to be transcribing our discussion in these videos. And for my Patreons, I will be providing them a free copy of all of the personal applications and reflections that I'm going to be sharing at the end of each one of these chapters. This book is available on Kindle and on Amazon.com. It got pretty large print, so it looks a lot bigger than what it actually is. Most of these will take maybe 2 minutes to read. A couple might take 3 minutes. So you can get the book and not worry about the personal applications because the personal applications aren't in this book. What I am planning on doing is doing a revised version of this book after we finish this series that will include all the insights that we've been getting as we've been going along. So let's begin, shall we? So the name of the book is Seasons, Thriving Through the Seasons of Life. And it's really important for us to begin with the right heart. A season is a season. It's not a life sentence. It's not always going to be there. In my part of the world, there are 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall or autumn, and winter. None of these seasons last forever. And if we can get past this feeling that life is hard and it's always going to be difficult, or life is really easy, so if something bad happens, we don't know how to handle it, then we're going to live a much fuller and richer life, and may we appreciate the season that we're in. So here's the introduction. When I was a child, I often heard my mother say, "I can't believe how this week, this month, or this year has flown by." From an 8-year-old perspective, time seemed to crawl at a snail's pace, especially if I was waiting for Christmas or my birthday or the end of school or a camping trip in August. They all seemed to take forever to arrive. And yet, even at a young age, I realized the elasticity of time. The street lamps on my block in the summertime turned on much too early, especially if I was enjoying a game of hide and seek. I knew once those lights turned on, all the mothers of the neighborhood would be on their front steps calling their children home. An afternoon at the swimming pool passed like a minute. Mind you, an afternoon passed like a month when I had to sit quietly while my parents introduced distant relatives who wanted to see me but weren't too interested in hearing from me. In the process of compiling this book, I sorted through hundreds of devotions that I've written over the years. and I handpicked the ones that I really felt were important for this book. Some go as far as my childhood and my teen years, while others were written about the experiences I had on the mission field. Many of the devotions I share with you were written in times of great joy, but some of them were written through times of intense sorrow. Most of them, however, were written just as I traipsed through the everyday life experiences. Seasons, we all go through them, no matter where we live on this planet. Winter, spring, summer, and autumn, rainy season and dry season, times of loss, times of gain, times of joy and times of pain, times of plenty and times of lack, times of growth and times of rest. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, we all know this verse: there is a right time for everything, and everything on earth will happen at the right time. So I invite you to join me with these devotions. I'm going to try to do one every day, and I hope that you come along with me for the ride.